Today we're going to talk a little bit about Lumu for MSPs and our MSP program. So without further ado, we will go ahead and get started. A lot of you are probably looking at this picture and you know what's going to happen. We've all seen our fair share of nature shows. We understand that unfortunately the lion is going to reach the zebra and the result is going to be catastrophic for the zebra. And we say that to say that nothing good happens when you're in contact with the adversary, both in nature and in cybersecurity. Now, Lumu was kind of founded on that concept. It's our fundamental belief that organizations, regardless of the size, regardless of the industry, they have to, at this point in time, be able to operate cybersecurity proficiently. And when we say proficiently, we mean getting it right every time, being able to have access into their network, understand what's going on, and operate cybersecurity to some extent, to some capacity, right? We think it's incredibly important, and we think that organizations, MSPs, I think, understand that importance, but sometimes smaller organizations don't necessarily understand the importance of it. And I think that this slide sort of puts that into perspective. We recently published our ransomware flashcard. This is something that we publish every year. And I found this statistic to be really, really interesting. There's a perception and a reality when it comes to cybersecurity. And in this case, this specific example about ransomware. So when SMBs were polled, smaller organizations were polled, they were asked about their concerns around ransomware. And it's interesting to see that 30% of them, only 30% are worried about ransomware. And then there's the stark contrast where 84% of MSPs are worried about ransomware. So as you can see, the prioritization for each is different. And the reality of it is that 43% of cyber attacks, they do target these smaller organizations. Now, I think that the reason we see this discrepancy here is because a lot of the time, these smaller organizations, they assume that their MSP is taking care of this for them. And it's interesting because we had a conversation the other day with an MSP we work very closely with Lehigh Valley Technology. And they said this exact thing. A lot of the time, these smaller organizations think, the MSP has this under control for me. They're taking care of it. So I don't necessarily need to be too concerned about ransomware. But there's a way that we enable MSPs to offer this level of protection to their customers to meet those expectations and make sure that they're keeping their customers secure. And that's through our continuous compromise assessment model. So what this model really does is it intentionally looks for compromises across your entire customer base. If you want to implement it across your entire customer base, you can certainly do that. And we look for compromise with intention. We're looking for that. We're not trying to overload you with alerts. We're not trying to bombard you with a ton of different events. We're intentionally looking for known compromise, known instances of malicious activity continuously. So we're always kind of on the lookout for malicious network activity, contact with adversarial infrastructure, letting you know in real time. And this also kind of gives an idea of how effective existing cybersecurity practices are across your customer base. So it's showing you where there may be potential gaps in the existing cybersecurity solutions that are in place. Now, the way that we're able to deliver this level of service to MSPs and across their entire customer base is by collecting different forms of metadata. We're incredibly flexible in the way that we're able to do that. On-prem, public, private clouds, roaming devices, we're incredibly flexible in the way we're able to offer that. And we can collect different forms of metadata here. So we got your DNS, net flows, firewalls, proxies, spam box. We're able to collect all of this metadata and understand when there are discrepancies, when there's unusual activity happening in the collection of that metadata. And we're able to make sense of that for you on behalf of your entire customer base. And we're able to spot, again, with intention, contact with these known IOCs and unusual activity when we collect all of that network metadata. And again, this is a continuous process. This can be implemented with asset level visibility for all of your customers. And once continuous compromise assessment is implemented across your customer base, this is sort of what the attack workflow looks like, right? This sort of represents the general cybersecurity stack of a smaller organization. It varies, but this is kind of the workflow from the MSP's viewpoint. If these attacks take place, we're able to measure the compromise level each and every single time and report that back to you with detail, with comprehensive detail, so that you're able to essentially get to those customer needs and concerns quickly and efficiently. Now, our MSP portal was designed specifically for MSPs. You're able to very, very easily add customers here. You're able to see kind of at a bird's eye view what's going on across your customer base, which specific events are impacting which specific customers. And then you're able to, of course, go into more detail by clicking on that specific customer. But I think, one of the great things about Lumu is this MSP portal. I think what you're able to see here is really great. Again, you can go into detail and get some granular detail about exactly what's going on, what kind of events specifically we're seeing across your customers' networks, and it's just much more efficient than some of these siloed operations. So we're really able to be flexible and very granular in the level of detail about which assets are in contact with that adversarial infrastructure across your entire customer base at scale. So this provides a huge opportunity for MSPs. Again, you're able to scale this across your entire customer base. You're able to offer this to all of your customers from one single view, and it's very easy for MSPs to manage and to operate on behalf of their customers. You're able to detect these threats across your customers' networks in real time. You're able to report that with a high level of detail. And this provides a lot of efficiency across your organization. It reduces that manual workload that you see all of the time. We don't overload you with alerts. We show you what's important. And this differentiates you as an MSP, being able to meet those customer expectations, being able to let them know, when there's something malicious going on in their network in real time. So providing that level of detail that your customers are expecting, that's really where the opportunity here is for MSPs. That's essentially what I wanted to share with you guys today. I really hope that you'll join us in our breakout session. Some of the ways that you can get started with Lumu: you can open a Lumu free account. You can get in there, navigate the environment, sort of understand how it works. And then you can also learn more about our MSP program and understand how it works at scale across your customer base. So anyway, I hope we'll see you in the breakout session today. We're giving Amazon gift cards to anybody who joins us in the breakout session. So hope to see you there. Thank you so much for your time.